What lessons did we learn from this?
What lessons did we learn? Don't let you list anything, because most of the clothes that you listed didn't. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Today is a day where I don't know if I turn over a new leaf, but it's something I'm finally doing that I've been talking about for a while, that I used to do in the past, and I've kind of just piecemeal done it in the last couple of years, but I was shocked when I actually went in to do this. I'm so happy we did it. I'm going to take you through the process today as well, and you won't believe what I found. And when we do this here in a minute, when I show you what I'm talking about, I want a little competition down there in the comments below. Got to be honest, though. Don't be giving us any false information, either good or bad, you know, depending on the way you look at it. Well, actually, there's only one way to look at it. I still haven't put this license plate up from Travis over there at Bartermania. Sold some Lego minifigs. Sold them on a good deal, because there are a few good ones in there. And there was a bunch of them, and I sold them for 30 bucks. And there's probably, if these were sold individually, you know, and pick the best ones out, probably $50 to $70 to get on these individually, you know, after fees and after shipping and all that stuff. So we sold them a little low, just trying to get stuff out of here. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. A little bit. It has a little bit to do with it. Come on in, bud. Because space is starting to become an issue in here, because we've done so much buying lately, and it's not quite there yet. We still have space. Like this one up here is empty, and you know, there's space in a few spots, but we're kind of overflowing in a lot of this. That's why I'm trying to get stuff out of here. We're putting stuff on auction that we normally wouldn't, just to get it in and out. We're doing quite a bit of stuff. This is actually really cool. I believe I got this for $1 at the Hillsville sale. I think either that or the 301 last year. It's a Wrangler, and this is why people who don't sell clothes, I get it. I'm not really a clothes seller, but I love vintage clothes, and you can make some good money on some of this stuff. So it's Wrangler's not always good. Modern stuff's not always good. This is a vintage one, obviously, and it's X long tails, so single needle tailoring. But look what it's got on it here. It's got that kind of Aztec-y print. It's got Native Americans in this thing. This is an awesome looking shirt. Put it out there for 39 bucks. $39.99. Took a while, but it finally sold. So I love that sale. I think either somebody, this might have been a viewer. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I did find it. It is a viewer here. I don't have a name on this, so I apologize. But thanks for the knowledge, Kevin. I sell vintage Wrangler and collect arrowheads, so I had to have this. One of the bands I sell to opened at Red Rocks last week. So if it makes the big stage, I'll tag you on an Instagram. That is really cool. I would love to see that. Thanks again. And the kids call these brush poppers. Brush poppers. I don't know exactly what that means, but is this a brush popper? Or am I missing something? Did you comment on something else? At any rate, oh, the kids. Okay. The kids meaning young people who wear this stuff. Brush poppers. I still don't know what it means, but I think I got the picture. Thank you for that purchase. It is, I never cleaned this one, so it looks pretty good. A little bit of yellowing, maybe. No, actually it's not. That's the way it's supposed to be. So it's in pretty darn good shape. It is not a pearl snap one, but you know, it's not going to be likely you're going to find something like that anywhere around soon. So hopefully somebody wears that one. It is pretty cool. And I did find the name. It was Zach. So Zach, I would love an Instagram post tagging in it if that gets on the big stage. It is kind of cool to see that kind of stuff. Wait a minute, it's here. Should be, there it is in the front. Little G.I. Joe vehicle, no figures, no weapons. It only sold for $15, but it's you know, just adding to our total right here from the Real American Hero pickup sale. And it is $12. Well, it's $15 plus shipping. So around $12 profit on this one, because we're already in the profit. After fees, after shipping, $3,177 on this one buy. So that $15 sale right there, along with my buddy Dave, NC Picker, NC Flipper, all of his multiple personalities, ADH Dave Picks, ADH Dave Flips, also known as Dave, also known as my Trash to Cash podcast buddy, all of those things, and an all-around annoying but wonderful guy. He did, if you remember his store, and he went full Monty on this thing. He delisted everything and re-upped everything, and $15 plus shipping or higher, I think, or $15 free shipping. I can't remember, but at any rate, I wasn't going to do that. I sell too many low dollar items that I enjoy selling that are kind of my signature sales. But this next item that I'm going to show you has got me thinking about bumping that limit up and trying to do a better job and leaving items behind. And so far this year, I've done okay with it. But we've made a commitment here, and you're going to see it in just a second. And it's sales like this that kind of, you know, set me aside a little bit, probably in a bad way, but I think it's a good way to some degree. You know, these are replacement backgammon magnetic travel pieces. And I've been selling them forever. But they're harder and harder, you know, because first class shipping keeps going up, and it's like, well, what's the point, right? And fees and stuff, you're not making as much. But I used to say, you know, hey, this is 15 listings because there's 15 of these. I sell them in sets of two, $2.79 plus shipping. I'll make like $1 a piece times 15. It's one listing. But, you know, come on, let's face it, this is a little bit much. But I still haven't delisted this one because I just don't want to. Because, I don't know, I like it for some strange reason. But these sold. There's only a quantity of one left. So we've sold through 14 of these, believe it or not. So I've gone back now into all of my old listings. And I went back and I filtered to oldest first. So I could not believe it. And this is what I want you to stop the video if you want to and go check this out. What is your oldest listing that's not multi-quantity? So everything I'm going to say here does not apply to multi-quantity because, you know, I have items that I sell, these NWO stickers, for instance. You know, they could be in there for years and years and years and years, and I'm not going to delist those. It's multi-quantity. I sell them all the time. So not multi-quantity, but just single items. And I went back, and people ask me this all the time, especially on Facebook. I get this question, you know, how long does it take items to sell? There is no rhyme or reason to it. We listed something today, and it sold today. And I went back and looked at these. I had a listing from 2019 that hasn't sold yet. 2019. Now, it was the end of 2019, but so what? You know, that was my oldest listing. So why don't you go tell us, if you have a minute, and you're an eBay seller, go and look at your oldest listings, filter your oldest stuff, and see what the oldest one is, and tell us how old it is. So I had a bunch from 2020, the bulk. I delisted 50 items. I'm going to pull them. We're going to do one of like 5 things with these items, and we'll talk about it. I'm not going to walk you through all of the pulling, but I'll let you look at them when they're all pulled, or we'll put them over here or something like that. But there's usually an issue with it. And normally what I do, and I do this often, is I take the 500 oldest listings, or depends, 200, 250, depending on what mood I'm in, and I put them on clearance. These cats are sorry, these cats. These two, a cat and a dog, they're buddies, but boy, they play all day long. No Name and Wallen. So I'll put them on 30% off. And usually every time I do that, I get 4 or 5 sales, and it kind of cleans out the back end of my store. Well, the last 2 times I did this, I got 2 sales one time and I got none the next time. I'm like, well, we got to do something about this, because there's clearly something wrong with those listings. Either most of the time it's the title's bad, or the title and the description aren't matching, or we forgot to leave out a size or something like that. Or maybe they're just bad items. I should have never picked them up to begin with. Next item I'm going to have to put up right here, because I've looked through the 2 bins where I thought it would be, and I called my wife. It's a leotard. It's one of Reagan's. Well, I don't think so. It's actually a brand new one. And I can't find it anywhere, so I'm going to wait for her. She tells me she knows where it's at. So I've been doing this a lot lately, ever since we reorganized in here to save space. And it seems like every video now there's like one thing I can't find. We've found most of them, or all of them at this point, but this one is eluding me. We're going to run through a few more sales today, and then get into the details and pull those items and talk about maybe why some of them haven't sold. This one sold for $11.40. It's Pioneer Woman. I'll pick this stuff up for like $1 or maybe $2. Sold for $11.40. plus shipping. And it sold to April. Love your content, and I have learned so much. Thank you for all you do and for your lovely family. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. You know, I don't know. It's not a whole lot of money, but, you know, you buy it for $1, sells for, I think it was listed for 12, and, you know, sold for $11.40. We'll make like $8 on it, profit. You know, I'm looking, I got to go pick up an item, but I'm looking at the items that haven't sold, and I'm going to go through them in a minute. And it looks like there's certain reasons why each one has not sold, but I was expecting to see out of the 50 a bunch of shoes, because I always complain about them. I feel like they never sell. There's only 3 shoes that were in my bottom 50s. Well, that's a good sign, I guess. Not nearly as much Family Guy today, maybe just 2, and they might not even be any figures headed out of here today. But this one sold season 12 used. I think it's used. No, look, it's sealed in there. I think we mislisted that. I don't know. Anyway, it's only $9. No, $10 for that one. I think we didn't list that one as new. I think I messed that up. Yeah, actually it got listed as like new. I didn't list this one. And I would list that as new. I don't think there's packaging on the outside. That's just the sleeve right there. So I think we undersold that one. But you know what? It's gone. Speaking of things I didn't list, and I've talked about this a little bit lately, I used to wake up every morning before I did anything, 10 listings got done. Now it's more like 4, 5, 6 maybe. Sometimes I get in 10. And my wife has listed a few, and we talk about Bubba's girlfriend listing a few for us as well. And so we're having more people do a few things for us. And, you know, we're keeping it in the family, I suppose. But, you know, I don't list quite as much. And so I wanted to be able to razz Blue Ridge Mama a little bit because she razzes me all the time, which you know that if you've been watching the channel for a while, most of the time I deserve it. And so I'm looking through, and actually quite a few of these were things that she listed, not because it was her fault. I bought them. She listed them, and a lot of them were things because we had started up on Poshmark quite a long time ago, and they were things we thought maybe would sell better on Poshmark, but they didn't sell, and then we didn't do Poshmark, and then they're sitting in our eBay store, and we really never adjusted anything to get them gone. So there were more clothes in that 50 than I thought there would be, and a lot of them are vintage clothes as well. So I want to mention that actually. I'm going to pick up a couple more things and tease Bubba's girlfriend just a little bit too. We have been... Well, I'll tell you what. Let me show you these first, and then I'll tell you. So there's 2 banners that sold. This one is clearly a pumpkin. You'll know why I'm saying that in a second. It's an older one, but it's embroidered and all that, and it's pretty cool, and it's actually pretty thick, pretty heavy. It's a nice little fall pumpkin right there. And then this one is Winnie the Pooh. And this one I paid up for a little bit. A couple, $2, $3 even. Whoops. Man, I'm messing this all up. This one was probably 50 cents. Max $1, so we're into these for probably around $3, something like that. They're not big sellers, but I've kind of been known for selling them. I just like it. I enjoy it. Viewers like to buy them, and viewers bought these. Total here $18 plus shipping, so it's not a huge profit, but it's super easy. It's going to Jason. Hi Kevin, my wife will love this for her garden. I watch all the time and always check out your store. I love supporting resellers. Thanks. Keep on keeping on. Well, that is awesome. Thank you very much. By the way, that reminds me, if you haven't already, go check out the Trash to Cash Podcast Facebook reseller group. And then twice a month, we let people promote their own stores and, you know, or wherever they're selling. And then, or once a month, we do like promoting their social media. And then once a month, we do promoting their stores and stuff. We don't allow it on every post because that's what everything would be. But anyway, here's the listing for the pumpkin. Okay. We have Bubba's girlfriend do some of these things. I'll just be honest and tell you exactly why. It's actually quite a few reasons why. One has to do with our family. You know, my daughter's in gymnastics. She's extremely busy. My son is in travel baseball. He's extremely busy. Blue Ridge Mama, I lean on a lot because I do all the social media myself, 99% of it. And I do, you know, a great deal of the reselling myself. And I lean on her a lot to help me package. And then we started doing List Perfectly and cross-posting. We have a Mercari sale, by the way. And so she does a lot of that stuff when she gets up in the morning. And it's difficult for me to get 10 listings done every single day like I used to. Like I said, I'm getting 4 or 5 or 6 done before I start doing something else. And since she's been doing the cross-posting, you know, she might just list a few a day. And Bubba, which I talked about before, was trying to get through college in 2 years, and he did it. And Bubba's girlfriend, yes, I know she has a name. She is trying to get through school in 2 years as well. She's got one done. She's got another one. And I'm just like, hey, you know, we could use a little help from time to time. You know, she babysits kids and stuff like that. She was going to get a job, a real job. And it's really hard if you're trying to get through a ton of classwork and a ton of stuff. I'm like, hey, you know, because she didn't want a set job where she had to go, you know, this many hours a week and here's your schedule, and she wanted something that she could do. And I'm like, why don't you just do this for us? You can make your own schedule, your own time. She might work 2 hours a week. She might work 6 hours a week, whatever. It doesn't really make a difference. And she's been doing a lot for us lately. And she's been learning a lot too. So hopefully that takes her into the rest of her life with what she wants to do. And she'll still be able to do this kind of stuff. But here's the listing here. And she does a great job, by the way. I'm only partly teasing her. But that's a pumpkin down there, right? Here's the listing title. Vintage Embroidered Garden Flag, spring orange yellow flowers. That would definitely be fall with no orange and yellow flowers. Although there is orange and yellow in there. She probably used another listing and didn't quite get that. So, Jason, thank you for buying that from us, because that would have ended up on my bottom 50 3 years from now. I would have never known it. So, anyway, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy them. I was going to talk about the topic here and show you those items and get into detail, but I've got 2 more to go, and Turner just yelled down, do you think there's enough time to still hit? And it's like dusk out there. So there's not much time, but I'm going to turn the camera off. Then we'll grab these 2 more items here, and then we're going to talk about these 50 items. And you'll see, I'm kind of embarrassed to show you, to be honest, because there's a lot of them that just have terrible sell-through rate. And it's like, man, I should have never bought those. But I've got the excuse of it being, 3 years old. I'll say I don't buy those anymore, even though I know I do. I'm waiting for Turner. He said he'd be out here, but I noticed this Supply Hut package arrived today. I've never ordered this size box before, 7 by 7 by 10. And the reason I ordered it was a lot of those Family Guy figures, not all of them, can fit in here and stay first class. And so I searched out a box that would work for maybe 15 or 20 of them. And just those 15 or 20, saving between putting it in a bigger box, like a priority box that would go over to this, is going to pay for all of the boxes. Because you can save, $3, $4, $5 sometimes if the box itself can get you under a priority mail shipment to a first class shipment. So I bought those. So the bigger figures, a lot of them still can go under 15.9 ounces, but they don't have the right box right now. But I've got a few laying around. Hopefully that'll get me through. And a lot of them still have to go out priority mail. So, all right, Wallen, where's Turner? Let's get out here, bud. We got to do some batting practice. You want to eat that bone? While we do batting practice, you like to eat the balls while we do batting practice, don't you? I told Turner to come in and tell us a Commonwealth comedy joke as soon as he's done picking up all them balls. All right, so this right here, looking at these sales today, looking back, I'm like, man, we did not sell anything of high value. It was a slow day anyways, but at least, you have those low dollar sales can still get you through. This is probably into it for pennies here. Buy them in bulk, and it's over $10 plus shipping. It's not much, but I'll take it. It said repeat buyer, Miriam, so I don't know if you're just a Tupperware buyer or if you're a watcher of the show, but I appreciate it. But this was our highest sale of the day at $39. And, we sold this over here and that and something I can't find and just kind of low dollar items. But we're still, at the end of the day, one single day's worth of sales here today. This isn't multiples. And I'll tell you why later in a future video. And this right here, we're still going to make over $100 profit on a really bad day. And most of it is this, but, I'll take it. Well, I'll tell you, actually, I'll just tell you now. The last 3 videos, including this one and then the next one, so 5 straight videos are filmed on 5 straight days, because as you're watching this now, I'm coming back from vacation. And so we shut the store down. So these sales have been a little lighter, 15 items a day, 12, 16, 21 day. They're a little lighter. It looks like tomorrow's going to be a pretty good day. Not too bad anyways. And today's a little lighter, and they're not high dollar sales, but it's one single day's worth of sales. So anyway, that might explain that. Every once in a while we'll do that to make sure we have content. I think you've seen a video before this one, which is probably a specialty video with one of the Reseller Information Network guys. So, at any rate, got to enjoy a little time off every once in a while. And I'm happy to get sales. Even on a slow day, this makes me happy regardless. If I was only making $100 a day profit, I'd be pretty disappointed. But on a day like this, I'll take it. I got another golf sale here, but Turner's got some Commonwealth comedy for us. What do you got?
Did you know that baseball is the first sport in the Bible?
Did I know that baseball was the first sport in the Bible? No, I didn't know that.
Yep, in Genesis, it says, in the beginning.
In the big inning. I love it, buddy. Beginning. Thank you.
Bye.
Now, I thought for sure, since we've done buyouts, we've done these lost and found sales like the last 4 years, that I would have a bunch of club head covers that just didn't get sold over the years. And I didn't. There was only one club head cover in the bottom 50, which is pretty cool. And it's not this one, even though it's in terrible condition. Right here, it's a Versa Odyssey mallet head cover. It's got a little magnet in it, and it sold for $14. So I'm going to start pulling these items, and I'm not going to put you through the torture of me trying to find all these, but we're going to find these 50 items. We're going to put them somewhere in here. And I'm going to divide them into piles, and we're going to do different things with different items. Some of them we're going to, well, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, I was wrong. I can't believe this. I should entitle this video, What Not to Buy to Sell on eBay. This yearbook has been listed since May 31st, 2018. It's got dust on it, for goodness sake. Now this one I'm not going to relist. It is from, let's see, where does this say? I can't even read it. Can't even see what the, you know, yearbooks can be okay, but usually a really long tail. Let's see here. Myers Park High School, Charlotte, North Carolina. It was listed for $18 free shipping. So nobody wanted that. I don't know. I might put it in my antique booth for a couple bucks if somebody wants to buy it, just kind of as an old book decoration kind of thing. All right, I got Reagan here with. She wasn't ready.
I was looking.
She was checking out her.
No, I was looking at that shirt.
Oh.
I was trying to figure out what was on it.
So you know what I'm doing here? I'm digging through to find all these old things that haven't sold. Too many things. It's going to take me a while. So I figured we'd do this really quick. A thank you for the folks who bought something from CommonFigure.com.
Joni and Randy, and they got a CWP gray shirt.
All right, and they're from North Carolina, and they used to be antique dealers, and they say they learned things from me. That blows my mind, because you antiquers out there know so much. I'm so impressed. So thank you very much.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right, y'all, I got to be honest, I'm a little exhausted here. Pulling all this stuff. And I've had to do all the shipping too. All right, so I've pulled everything that isn't closed. There are a few closed items in here, but I'm going to pull the closed tomorrow. Most of them are boring or vintage. Vintage, we're going to lot up, put in one box, and either sell them on eBay or put them in a whatnot or something. I don't know. There's a lot of cool vintage clothes in there. They're just taking forever to sell because their sizing is so hard on. This has been in the store forever. I mean, do you remember listing some of this stuff? These shoes and stuff, it just, But I was surprised there's only 3 pairs of shoes. This is it right here. The rest are clothing. So half the items were clothing. These surprised me a little bit. I had sold a few of these little old Caterpillar books. But these were just turned out to be tough sellers. Which I guess is understandable. And some of these old Chilton books and stuff. There's a Triumph book. I mean, I don't know why I ever listed this one to begin with, but whatever. So this kind of stuff I can totally understand. Look at it. I mean, really, who's buying a 1985 Ford Mercury Chilton? This I probably should have never listed to begin with because it had no bat. You know, it was selling back in the day, but he hasn't played in a while. This sees candy, not selling. Placement parts. I don't know where this came from. It said I had 2. I usually put these in huge lots and they sell. They're hard to sell one-offs. These are the only 2 items I'm going to relist. Either that or I'll put it in a whatnot for the Steve Austin show. It's a podcast, audio podcast. That should sell. I just had it listed too high. These should sell as well. This is a congressman. I can't remember his name, but it's his plates from Virginia back in the 70s. That should sell. I had that listed too high. So those will get relisted. The rest of this stuff won't get relisted. You'll either get donated down at the Blessing Place. Andrea wouldn't take that at the Blessing Place, so I won't give her that. Or it's going to get thrown in the garbage. A few little nuts and bolts pieces down there. I did think this would sell, though. And it didn't. I might relist that. I'll have to relook that up, see if I can find it. Just, you know, a bunch of stuff. So.
What lessons did we learn from this?
What lessons did we learn? Don't let you list anything, because most of the clothes that you listed didn't sell.
I didn't buy them.
Yeah, you did. Some of them.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you have to look at them.
They came off my bot. Like, they're just stuff I had.
Maybe they were yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you just made some buying mistakes, really.
I think you made a lot of mistakes.
But, you know,
I
don't know. It's not too bad,
stuff.
I suppose. But I'm glad it's getting out of here. We got most of this stuff, believe it or not, came from inside. So it was before we had this shed out here, and I just left a lot of stuff inside, so happy to see a lot of it go. This I might relist as well. I'm a little surprised that didn't sell at the price we had it at, but you know, during the pandemic, everybody started working at home and offices, whatever. They're harder to sell these things, but I'm thinking some teacher out there wants something like that. So maybe 1, 2, 3, max 4 things will get relisted out of these 50. Now there are some vintage clothes that we might list together in a lot, but At any rate, oh, and some Tommy Bahama shirts that had a few issues that didn't sell. Those are hard sellers these days as well. So let me know over the coming days, if you don't mind, if there's a few items out there that you've discovered that are really old that you're going to cut bait, and tell me what they are so we all know what not to buy. Thanks for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next time.